Hi, kindergarten. So, last time we read this book, we left off in the month of May, where all of the animals, the sheep, the dogs, even the chickens and roosters were losing their coats. So they were either getting a haircut or they were shedding their fur. We're going to continue reading with the month that comes after May. And guess what? For us, that's actually going to start next week, June. Are you ready? June is the first month of summer. The farm pond is overflowing, the pasture is green, all the animals enjoy the new green grass. Horses eat grass, geese eat grass, cows and sheep and goats eat grass. Chickens eat grass too, but that's not the reason the chickens are out in the pasture. They are chasing insects. The horses stir up insects with their big feet. Chickens love insects. The mother duck is out on the pond. She is teaching her ducklings to swim. Someone else is out today too. The good gray cat is teaching her kittens to hunt. That bird is safe on his branch, but those squirrels had better watch out. Cats don't eat grass or insects. If you look in the picture, you can see the chickens chasing bugs, the horses, the cows, a bird up here. We have some geese. These squirrels better look out because the cats are coming. We have a duck and some ducklings. We have some sheep. Wow. In June, there are enough insects to go around. The fields are hopping with insects, grasshoppers and leafhoppers and tree hoppers. There are plenty of flies around in June, dragonflies and mayflies and blue flies and butterflies. In June, there are enough horseflies to go around and around. Oof. In summer, the fields are full of flowers. Goats and sheep like flowers. Bees like flowers. Everyone likes flowers. The flowers are buzzing with bees, bumblebees and honeybees, and busy bees. Flowers like bees. They need them. In the summer, the grass is hopping with fleas. No one likes fleas. They bite. Oof, look at that dog going, ooh, get it off me. Do y'all know what month comes after June? Think about it. July. July comes after June. It's hard to sleep on a night in July if the moon is full and shining and the summer stars are out. There are so many sounds to listen to. Frogs croak, crickets chirp, an owl is hooting to another owl. The old people on the porch are chatting in low voices about old times. A cow lows now and then. You can hear the steady clank of the conveyor carrying the sweet-scented hay to the loft in the barn. You can hear the quiet laughter of men as they work. You can hear a mother goose hissing softly, warning strangers from her nest in the shed. Sometimes, if everything is silent for a moment, you can hear the horses eating grass. August is the last summer month. The sky is blue, the sun shines. Late summer is a drowsy time of year. The days are hot and lazy. The sun shines and shines. The cows doze away the noonday. The sheep graze and graze all day. The lambs are growing by the minute. The flowers are growing too. Flowers need hours of attention in August heat. The vegetables need attention too. Someone is stealing lettuce. What good is a watchdog? Look at those bunnies stealing the lettuce. Almost asleep in a puddle of dust, a dog will still wag his tail as you walk by. The geese are quieter in August. All the noisy nesting is over for a while. The pig has tipped over her pail. Now she has a cool mud puddle to sleep in. You know it's hot when that old cat comes out for a breath of air. Woof, it must be so hot in August. Then, sometimes quite suddenly, a fresh wind blows and the summer is over. The days are shorter. September is here. Everyone begins to wake up after the heat of summer. The evenings are pleasant in September, and the horses are lively. They are brought in from the field to be shod. The horses aren't afraid of the blacksmith. They are used to him. They don't mind having their shoes nailed on. It doesn't hurt. It's like their hooves. They get like a little horseshoe put in there to make sure that they're safe when they run around. Okay, now the days are cooler and a sense of change is in the air. September is the first month of autumn. Autumn is a fine time for riding, even if it's raining. Most animals don't mind raindrops, but the big bay horse is ticklish and doesn't want to leave his stall. Animals can be very temperamental. Animals, just as people do, sometimes have to take medicine. They have to take worm medicine, and they don't like it much. Some dogs will eat their pill if it's wrapped up in cheese and they can't smell it. Some dogs don't care what they eat, no matter how it smells. Geese never need worming. They even eat worms. They're lucky. Sheep will stand quietly to take their medicine if you get a good grip on them and hold their noses. Most cats will eat their medicine mixed up in their dinner, but there's always a scratchy one who must be wrapped in a towel to have her pill pushed down. While most animals will take their medicine without too much of an argument, there are some who won't. Some horses will never make a fuss about pills. They don't taste so bad. Some horses are suspicious if pills are put in their grain. It's not the taste, it's the smell that worries them. It's not easy to hold a temperamental horse's nose, and you can't wrap up a horse in a towel. The vet has to be called, and he needs a helper to get the medicine down. Frightening as it is, it will all be forgotten in a minute. Animals don't hold grudges. What comes after September? October. October is a splendid month. The harvest is in, and early frost did away with all the insects. October days are dry and bright, but the wild birds are restless and begin to flock together. The hay is in the barn, the corn is in the crib. There's not much left to eat in the fields, and the animals stay closer to the barnyard. The chickens go to roost earlier, and not so many eggs are laid. The children gather pumpkins. The squirrels are gathering nuts, filling their own storehouses with food. Soon the leaves will all be gone. At any moment, the migrant birds will rise and start their journey south. November. There is a frost nearly every night now. That's when the ground freezes. The air smells of snow and winter. The first thin ice is forming on the pond. The north wind blows, the bare branches rattle. The forest is far from quiet in November before the winter settles in. The woods around the farm echo the huntsman's horn. The hunting hounds bay. In November, before winter finally comes, a few of the animals leave the farm. Some are sold. The finest are borrowed by the neighbors for breeding. The wild geese honk as they pass by. The saw and woodsmen are noisy too. A few ganders are sent along as gifts. Everyone likes ganders. You can't have too many ganders except in the barn through the winter. All right, we're at our last month. December is the first winter month. The ground is often covered with snow. The days are dark and cold, and night falls early. Now is the time to be in the barn. There is hay and grain to eat. There are places to play or hide or dream. There are warm straw beds. December is the last month of the year. Now is the time to catch up on sleep. Everyone goes to bed earlier in the winter time. An old barn owl is the only one awake to greet the January of another year. No, here are the deer. Come silently to the barnyard for a bit of salt and a little leftover hay. And the quiet fox is making certain the chickens are safe in bed this New Year's Eve. The end. I love that book. Did you like it? Well, we're going to talk about it later. See you later, kindergarten.